Hello, and welcome back to Beamng.drive. In today's video, I thought I'd go over just some simple towing tips. I figure most of the time people probably just throw their vehicle on a trailer and then try and tow it. And it just flies off, or it bounces off, or it swerves all over the place, and yeah. So we'll do that first. So we take the trailer. This is the, I'll put a link to it. I forget the name of it right now, actually. Hold on. I'll put a link to it, but it is the twin small flatbed trailers. I just made my own config for it. So let's cycle to the hopper. There we go. Oops. I figure people just kind of usually go like this. Oh, it's on the trailer, good enough. Blah, blah. Okay. Look it up. It's hanging off the back. And then we go. And then being a video game, it's probably all the power and all the horsepower, or all the power and all the throttle all the time. So probably telling something like this. All over the place. Fell off already. I had to. I had to. Oops. Now we'll go over there, and this will be over here. So, let's try this again. Okay, so I am back up top. Got the truck back up here, and I'm going to load it and be a bit more careful this time. I'm going to load it the same, but I'm not going to just floor it or anything. I was just messing around before. So I figure, like before, a lot of people would just kind of, good enough. Shut off. It shouldn't go anywhere for now. But then, I don't think most people would actually be crazy like that. But, if even we drive normal, you can see the back of the truck is lifted way up, so stop, there's a good chance a normal truck will just be lifted off the ground. The back wheels could easily lock up under braking, slide around corners, and less grip under acceleration. The trailer is now far from flat, completely horrible. It's not even on its base properly. And the hopper, oops, you can see right there what I mean about it going around corners and sliding. And then the hopper is just hanging on. One wrong bump and it's gonna slide back, slide off. So, zoom out a little bit. I'm gonna speed up along here to try and show it swerving, if I can. It's already doing it. You can see it and swerving back and forth. The worse the weight is off, the worse that'll be, and it can completely spin you out, destroy everything. Just get up to speed again, trying not to use too much steering. You can see it already, wiggling back and forth. And as you go faster, it gets worse. Like, this isn't even highway speeds yet. And then that happens. And if it's on the highway, you're screwed. Yeah. Much throttle, it will just kind of, that was 4-wheel drive, but I was trying to get the hopper to fall off, but too much throttle, it's more likely to spin. But go around this corner, try and go around it normally, and it'll probably fling it off. Or not fling it off, but like push something. You can hear it squealing, and there it goes sliding, overcorrecting, it goes the other way. But for the most part, you can see the hopper's okay. That's because it's got sticky tires that are aired down, and blah blah blah. Variables. But there's a road over here that I will demonstrate with that's full of potholes. And that should get enough bumps for it to fall off. I go along it at 50. See how long it takes for the hopper to fall off. Not long. Wow, I'm surprised it stayed on. Come on, go straight. There we go. And it's off. So not very long. So I'm going to reset. I'll show how to tie everything down and weigh everything properly on this trailer. And then we'll move on to tying down properly on bigger trailers. So I'll be right back. I am back. So I'm going to pull this up as usual. Just to a nice spot. I don't think it's going to fall. Try and keep it as even to both sides as possible. You want it centered as you can get it. I'm going to park there for a second. Tilt the trailer. But now I'm going to pull forwards until I feel everything is as level as possible. Which for this I find is as the wheels are getting to the back of the fenders. Let's turn it to the center. And there we go. If anything, you could even have the back of the truck down a little bit. That'll add a tiny bit of grip and whatnot. But I like it right here. The trailer's basically level. The truck is squatting a tiny bit in the back, which means there's a decent amount of tongue weight. Park. Okay, so what I mean by that. No, wrong button. There we go. Okay, so this is the this is the tongue of the trailer. I guess it's kind of self-explanatory, but it has the little coupler to the truck. I'm not sure what it's called on that. It's a kingpin and fifth wheel, but I don't know if it has a tongue or whatever. Anyways, so since the truck is lifted, I have a drop hitch and then a frame hitch instead of a bumper mount. The bumper mount will just rip it off. You want a frame hitch and then a drop hitch. Drop hitch is because it's lifted. This part, can't really see it. Angle, can't really see here either, but there's a hitch in there, drop hitch, blah blah blah. That helps it stay more level, keeps the tongue of the trailer down because the truck's lifted, blah blah blah. But now you can see the back of the truck is ever so slightly lower than the front, and the trailer is mostly level. I'm actually going to move the hopper up a tiny bit. Tiny little bit. There we go. If you have too much weight to the front, it can add too much load to the truck. It'll take too much force to make it turn, to accelerate. Just too much in general. You want most of the weight supported by the trailer and a little bit by the truck so it has better control. Okay, as for strapping it down, the trailer I'm using comes with a little adjustable triangle thingy to hold your vehicle into place. And for the game, if you're careful, that works. Real life, that would be okay. But, and I use that now and then when I don't want to reset my vehicle. So if I'm trying to get from point A to point B, do some crawling, haul it back from point B to point A or point B to C with the damage, I use that trailer. Sorry. But if I'm not worried about damage and I'm okay with resetting my vehicle at each point, what I do is I used to go from the closest node to the closest node. But that doesn't really help with movement. It just kind of holds it to the trailer. So what you want to do, I find is best, is you go from an outer node of the trailer, or the closest node that isn't directly under the wheel. I'm going to go from, I'm going to go from this corner to right here, the inside of the tire. And so it goes to the back and in a little bit. And then do the same with this tire. Now what that will do is it will hold it from going back too far, and it should give it a little bit of side-to-side stability. If you cross it, it doesn't give it much back to front stability, but it'll give it good side-to-side. So I find this way is a good mix. And then I'm going to do the same. Oh my god. I'm going to do the same on the back. There, there. So what I'm doing is I'm holding control. It brings up the node grabber. Hold left click, and then go straight to the node and middle click. If you scroll up and down, you can see the strength change. I usually leave it at 30, it's fine. And then you can see all the force you're putting on it. And then if you middle click just random, it'll dangle from that point in space. Like an invisible rope. So now we have our rear and our front, but that's just kind of pulling it and squatting it down. Now, what we want, I usually skip this step to be honest, but now I'm going to go from here to just an outer node on a tire. And I'm going to try and do the same with the back. Like so. And what that does is it should hold the wheels exactly where they are. Ooh, it's messing up already though. Unfortunately with this game, the more nodes you put on, it gets unhappy. So let's see if I can pull this back up without it doing that. It's okay. So, nope, it's messing up. So, this is a perfect example of why I usually don't do that. Because it puts too much force and it pulls it down. And through whatever you're doing. I haven't yet tried it with no force. But I'm going to do what I usually do, because it usually works pretty well. And that's, as I said, as we center it, oops, as I struggle. Good enough. And good enough. Okay. Look forwards a tiny bit. Get it into place. And then I usually just do the 30% to the front and the back. Like so. And now when we do this test, it'll work much, much better. That should be 50, not 51. Alright, so as we go around this corner, it shouldn't slide. Even though I'm accelerating, going probably not as fast, but it's much better now. The truck is riding better. Late for that turn. Be a lot better as we come around here. Minimal sliding. Squealed a little bit, pulling the trailer straight, but it's a lot better. The hopper's sliding off a little bit, so I'll probably try... Yeah. It's a lot better than it was, as you can tell. And then high speed, we're not even swerving the slightest bit. Oops. Stop. There we go. So let's try this again. Nope. We're almost at highway speeds, and it isn't swerving yet. So as you can tell, it's all about the weight distribution. The way I said that sounded really weird, but whatever. The torque was pulling it way to the left. Stop. And it stops in a straight line. Much, much better than before. And if we go to the, that road I went down before, it should do a lot better. So, zoom this to 50. Zoom back out. I use the minus key to zoom out, and I still get it wrong. Alright, let's see how soon it falls off this time. Truck should handle the problem, but... nope, straight. Much, much better than last time. I'll probably even make it all the way down this time. I don't know how the wheels and tires on the trailer would be, but you'd make it. Yeah, there we go. All the way. Much, much better. Now, I'm going to reset one more time, and I'm going to throw all of these on a transport truck trailer, and I'm going to try tying them down with the more points tied down, I guess. Oh, yeah, you can see what happened to the trailer there. But I'm going to try and use less force on the ties, but more of them. So, I'll be right back. Okay. So, load up the hopper again. For what? 4th time now? Right about here. I'm not so worried about it this time because I'm not towing it with this truck. This and the hopper are going on transport truck. Okay, so I will pull this more to the center. And then I will couple some nodes together with Geforce and see what happens. Flip it over, come on. Okay, so we go down to 0 force. And together. See, there is still a force on the boat. So what is making that force? Right, there's still 5 kilograms of force, or 10 pounds on that. 6, 12, 14. But how well is that holding it in place? Not at all. which is why we do 30. So I'm going to leave that and do. I did the rear, didn't I? I forgot already. Here, because it's clearly doing something. I just don't know what. There. And there. And you don't want to go to the body, because as the body moves, it rolls and stuff from bumps, the straps will tighten and loosen and so on. You want to go to your axles as far out as you can, or your wheels. You can get special straps that completely go around your wheels and then tie it down to your trailer. Not in this, of course, but in real life. So as we pull onto the trailer, probably need to bump it so the little trailer will get on. Yeah. Check that comes in straight. Bump it. So. Drag it straight. Verify it. Okay. So for this, I find with a transport truck, they usually load it from the middle out. So what I'm going to do is place the front wheel of my truck over the back wheel of the transport truck. And then the front wheel, or the back wheel of that, of the trailer, over the front wheel of the trailer, like so. I go from there and there. I'm going to tie it down and see how it does. I'm going to tie this down my old way, back up to 30, and then from each corner. See how much better that does. Okay, I don't like that. I keep being a little careless with my placement right now, but you want this to be a nice, good, straight spot. I don't know if I did go there or not. Yeah, it's connected. This I'm going to drag a tiny bit straighter. I can. I don't mess up the truck too much, hopefully, because it will drag the truck the other way. Okay. Now, this goes. No! Full W. Well, it goes at the same time. That goes there. That goes there. This one goes there. This one goes there. And to be honest, in real life, I'd probably put some kind of strap from that to that. But again, in real life, you wouldn't be towing this on this. That's just no... This would also be on here. And then if there's space, you put the trailer at the end. You bunch these up really close, and then the tongue of the trailer can probably go under the back of one of the trucks and slide on. But, anyway, make sure this is still connected. That should reset those, yep. And like I said before, the back of the truck goes down a tiny bit. And this is more for fun, and to see which holds on better. So, let's go. Try not to go too crazy yet. speed along here. Slow down a tiny bit, minimally. As the truck goes up on 5 wheels, I guess. You can see the hopper's already sliding a bit. Slide again. I'm surprised everything's holding on. I'm just gonna slam on the brakes up here. Go. When you slam on the brakes, you want it to dig down, not push up. That's exactly what it did. Alright. This road should send something off the trailer. Go. Should be good. Come on. Go. Ooh. I'm getting close to sending something off. There we go. Okay. And with that, I'm ending the video, because it's gone on for a while now. So yeah, that's my, the trailer towing tutorial. As you can see, surprisingly, using no force actually held it on pretty well. It ripped it off the other one, which had force on it. So I'm honestly thinking that a zero force, but yeah, a zero force but more nodes seems to be a bit better, in a way. So, that was a good test. I don't like destroying my favorite trucks, but whatever. Yeah. I'd say both work pretty well, but 2 nodes per tire at 0 force in some cases seems to work pretty well. In most, it seems to work pretty well. Okay, I'm done smashing everything, so I hope some point of this video helped. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.